Hello everyone, and welcome to the video supplement for Trollvember Day 14, Locked. Going in, I was not entirely sure where I was going with this troll. I eventually kind of decided on the idea that this is a troll who has been locked up, aka imprisoned. This is some kind of psychopath, some kind of crazy villain character. At some point, someone also suggested maybe the idea of monastic locks, like the kind of locks you would see Rock Lee from Naruto unlocking in order to release his full power. So this is some kind of a monk style, monastic style, psychotic inmate basically, who I guess kind of escaped custody or something. I fiddled around a lot with her face. I kind of wanted her to look like she's like in a state of shock, or maybe not shock, but like wild eyes situation. So I kind of tried to play around with giving her like dark spots around and under her eyes. It kind of went okay. I feel like it could be done better, but again, we only have so many pixels to play with. I also gave her a little spot on her head. I put more spots elsewhere on her body to kind of, again, resemble those chi locks that you'll see on monastic types. Obviously, this isn't the same system. This is just something similar. She is not actually a monk. She is not actually doing whatever it is where you unlock all your chi locks or whatever. This is something similar but unrelated. I wasn't sure what to do with her hair, so someone suggested maybe it's shaved on one side and on the other side she's got a bun. So I kind of went with a shorn on one side look, have all of her hair clustered into one side. And this created a unique opportunity where she needed ear covering, but only for one ear, because the other one is already kind of covered by her hair. So kind of went with this Osgu look that covers one ear, but not the other, or at least isn't very visible along the other. I'm not sure. I also went with a classic trope of the bound up chest, binding a chest with ribbons or something like that in order to keep it tight and out of the way. That is something that you will sometimes see in characters like this, so I thought it'd be neat. And I went on to explain why I'm putting these markings where I am, which is on the chest and shoulders and thighs. Because my logic there is my trolls are effectively starfish. They don't have a centralized nervous system. They don't have a line of nervous system going down their center. They have 5 brains effectively, 1 in their head, 2 in each shoulder, 2 in each thigh. So I thought, okay, if they have any of these kind of chi locks, they might line up with those. I'm also thinking that these locks are more or less painted in mud, because from her prison cell. Like, these are not tattoos, these are mud splatters. That's why they're that weird brown. I also knew at some point on that I wanted to try and loosely base this character off of Jinx from League of Legends, because it just kind of feels like she's got the same general vibe. So pulled up a reference image of her. I'm pretty sure Locked Troll's eyes are actually the same color as Powder's eyes, the little girl who would eventually become Jinx. And she's also got the one high sock thing that Jinx has going on, along with a pair of shorts for whatever reason, and some black boots and other things that I think, okay, this is someone maybe a little bit unhinged, what they would wear. So effectively, this is a troll who doesn't wear a lot, has been imprisoned for some amount of time, has marked her key locks with mud that she got from her prison cell, and here I am now getting, for the first time ever in a troll design, iron. I needed a color palette for iron because I could not justify coming up with any kind of gold or leather shackles or restraints for this character that I felt would work. I feel like gold is too soft and malleable to be used as effective restraints, especially against trolls who are pretty strong. And I feel like they would be able to more or less break through even the toughest of leather if they tried hard enough. One person actually did recommend something fun, which was having 2 chains hanging behind her back, sort of reminiscent of Jinx's 2 ponytails. So I decided to go with that, and I think it ended up pretty okay overall. I tried getting similar chains around her torso and going up her arms and legs, like they're all bound together still. She's still locked up in one spot, but it doesn't quite work out. It just looks like it's defying gravity in a weird way, and the two chains on her back kind of look like they're merging with the shackles on her arms. So there's a lot of work I need to do. I try and adjust the shoes a little bit, try and get the chains to look better, the shackles to look better, at least, and it takes a lot of effort. Her hair was also looking a little flat, so I also added a few extra layers there onto the top, moved the chains around, made them thinner, moved them down a little bit, all sorts of good stuff like that, and it started to work out. Again, my kind of idea was that this was some kind of a psychopathic character, similar in mentality to Jinx from League of Legends. This is not a mentally stable troll. This is someone you do not want to encounter at all. I don't know who she is or what she does, but she is dangerous, and she has been in prison for it. So much to the point where the trolls used their very limited iron supply in order to make shackles to bind her. Like, that is not something they are doing lightly here. At this point, I thought, okay, these shackles look weird. They look too uniform. Let's break them up a bit. Let's crack them. What if it looks like she's broken out of them recently? This just looks weird. Having all the cracks be specifically on the front looks too weird. Not a fan of it. I think I like the complete shackles better, so I patched them up, and right away it's an improvement. It's really a delicate balancing act at this point. I'm kind of feeling like the chains on her back are blending in too much with the ribbons around her chest. So I tried texturing them just to see if that would work, if that would help. I tried making them thicker. Nothing quite works out. Eventually what I do is I actually take the colors of iron and darken them all to make it like a really deep forged iron. Not quite steel, but close to it. Like a really dark iron, and that I feel helps make the chains pop out a bit more. They make it more apparent against the pale cloth in the background of her shirt. Now, why does she wear strips of cloth around her chest like that? I don't know. It just felt like something she would do. This is a character who I feel like would want all of her locks, her chi locks or whatever they're called, to be exposed. Hence the marking of them all. So on her like sternum area, her gut, her arms, her legs, she wants all these areas exposed. So she doesn't wear a lot of clothing over top of them. At least that's the idea I'm going for right now. Yeah, so to make that possible, and also follow in with several monk tropes you'll see in like D&D and stuff, gave her a bound chest. Now, if you have a big chest, you probably should not bind it, at least not for long, especially not with ribbons. From what I understand, that is doing that can be very unhealthy. You got to be careful with that kind of thing. This is purely for fiction at this point, so that's the only reason I'm going through with this. I also thought that the markings on her key points were a bit weird, a bit small, a bit not detailed enough, so I experimented around with some other options. They all looked terrible, so I just went back with the 2-pixel ones and eventually decided, okay, that should be good enough. And again, the texture of the iron was still too similar to the cloth of the straps, so I eventually pulled that back. Like, it blends in just too much. And it was at this point that I decided, okay, that's got to go. That's got to be darker. So I took all the colors, darkened them up, and really improved the look of all the iron there. Now, this is a lot of iron. This is a lot of iron for trolls to have. I'm not sure how they got these shackles. Maybe they weren't made by trolls. Maybe they were bought from goblins or from humans or something. Maybe someone else made these bindings or something. I don't know. It just felt wrong to not have her bound in iron if she's supposed to be this crazy Jinx-like maniac who needs to be imprisoned. This is someone who is a danger to everyone. This person is a threat, like a general threat, who is going to kill you if you so much as look at her the wrong way. And so, with that in mind, yeah, we gotta imprison her. That said, all of her chains are broken. She's not locked up currently, so somehow she got out. Where is she now? I don't know. All I know is that she is loose, she is crazy, she was formerly locked up, she is some kind of monastic style, she is based on Jinx, and honestly, I think I'm alright with her. She looks pretty cool. I feel like her arms, her shoulders are a little bit plain. I feel like more could have been done there, but I didn't want to add too much clothing to her. I wanted her to be very sparsely dressed. Again, in vein to Jinx and other characters matching this general stereotype. But this is effectively what I went with. And yeah, that is Trollvember Day 14 locked. Be sure to turn in next time for Trollvember Day 15 Destiny. That one goes pretty interesting. In the meantime, I'm going to have to say thank you everyone so much for watching. My name's TamTroll. This has been Trollvember Day 14 locked. Make sure to leave a like if you liked it, don't if you didn't, and I will see you next time. Farewell!